aka Queen Bee. My friends all call me Queen Bee here at Shop LC because I am a beekeeper. You can follow me on Instagram at Magical Journey Cheryl, Cheryl Magical Journey. On Facebook under Cheryl Benvenuto, and I'm in a full-on bee suit. And TikTok, Bling Therapist. Check out all my platforms. Follow me, shoot me an email, a text, a funny picture, whatever, and communicate. Let's all join and be friends with each other. Okay, tonight, normally now, I've gone through a few weeks here. I have had fashion. I have had devices for red light therapy. I've had creams and potions and lotions for you. I have had gem decor. And I am back now to full-on fine jewelry. And when I say fine jewelry, I'm talking about, okay, here's a sneak peek. This is a sneak preview, so just be prepared because I don't want to blind you, but this is a big, giant, whopping ruby. Look at that. That is a ring that is coming up today on my show. And that is a solid ruby in the center. So that is a fantastic piece. That's the teaser right there. I'm going to hold it up. Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that ruby. That is ginormous. I'm just going to guess off the top of my head and say it's close to 8 carat. But I don't know until I look at the sheets. Okay, so follow me on all the platforms. If you've ever joined and you're just starting to look at the live stream here at Shop LC, we have a television live TV that goes all 24/7. Live streams go from 8 in the morning to sometimes 10 at night. My show goes from 8 to 10 every Tuesday. And we offer an array of stuff, great stuff, anything from fashion to bling, beauty products, like I said. We have home decor, we have crazy stuff. And our prices are Shop LC, which means shop low cost. Lowest prices you're ever going to see. We manufacture about 95% of the goods that we're bringing you, not only jewelry, but everything else. So it's a great company. You know, on Tuesdays we offer free shipping, so that's going to save you a boatload of money. And because you're watching the live stream here, there's an additional 25% off. Just for watching live stream here, when you buy any of this stuff, I'm going to give you the lowest price that is already with the 25% off included. If you have any issues at all, you can always call our personal shopper. And here's that number, 888-835-2237. And you know, DJ, I think eventually we need to bling up this sign a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta bedazzle this somehow. So we're gonna change this up, but this, don't worry about how it looks. Just remember that number, write it down. Those are the people that are going to make your life very, very easy and convenient. When you decide you want something and you want to split it up on multiple credit cards, or any questions about the dimensions, go into more detail than what I'm telling you, that personal shopper is the person that you want to call. Because they do magic behind the scenes, and they really do. We want you to be happy. We call it hassle-free shopping here. We don't want you to leave here or get a piece in the mail that you're unhappy with. So always call the personal shopper with any complaints or problems or just happy time. You can write in if you want to text me some of the stuff I'm going to show you. You can write in and say, hey, guess what? I got that, or I own that. Ooh, I don't have the matching pendant. Because the stuff I'm bringing you tonight are all fine jewelry, which means emeralds, rubies, diamonds, sapphires. Yeah, I have them all for you. And I have them all at a great discount. So that ruby ring that I showed you, that is a solid single stone in the center. So the color is going to be awesome. Like I said, the lighting in here on the live stream is not the best to show you fine jewelry, but I'm going to do the best I can. Doesn't matter, because you know what? Some of these pieces, they speak for themselves. It doesn't have to have me behind it telling you the whole storyline. I will, but these pieces speak for themselves because the quality is there. You'll see on the prices, these are, yeah, very deep discounts right now. So, okay, so I'm going to start off right off the bat with a beautiful Kagim Zambian emerald. Now, this is going to be in Ooh, this is a beauty right off the bat. So we're opening up the gate. Solid gold. So this is going to be a 10 karat gold band. It's going to have 2 trillion cut lab grown diamonds, EF, VS, half a carat on the lab grown diamonds. I'm going to put that up close. Okay, so you have that beautiful emerald. Now, normally in the emerald world, because emeralds are so hard to get, really clean emeralds, that a lot of times when you buy an emerald, it's one of the stones we trade off clean for color. So you never hardly get the perfect stone with an emerald because the quality and color, if it's that good, it's going to run a very, very expensive. But this one, to the naked eye, well, I have glasses on, this looks like a clean stone. Now this is going to be half a carat, 2.35 in gemstone weight. Can you pull down the graphic for me, DJ? And I'm going to pull this back and put it in the light a little bit to see if you guys... All right, I'm going to pull that right into the camera. So this is going to be... that just shows me the ring size. Does it go down further? Okay, beautiful emerald ring, 2 trillion cut stones.
Yeah, no, I think they're missing the classifications.
Oh, okay. So on this one, I'm going to guess and say it's a 10 by 8. I'm pretty good at eyeing stuff. But call the personal shopper. This is going to be in 10 karat gold. Absolutely beautiful, low profile setting. All prong set, trillion cut lab grown diamonds. I mean, you know, it's interesting how years ago, the standard ring for an engagement ring or a promise ring or, you know, a love ring, I'm going to say, was always a diamond solitaire. And then it went to settings like this where you had a center stone and then you had your trillion cut diamonds. So it's the, you know, the engagement ring started to change, started to get a little bit fancy over time. You know, 3 stones compared to 1, the trillion cuts. Then we started doing, you know, emerald cuts, pear shape, elongated, all beautiful extra cuts on diamonds. And then the world started changing where people said, you know what? I think I want something different. I don't think I want your typical diamond for an engagement ring. I want an emerald. I want a morganite. I want whatever I want. And the world has changed, so a ring like this can be the engagement ring. It can be a ring that you wear every day. You could wear this with a wedding band if you want. You could wear it standalone, but it is absolutely beautiful. And sometimes when you're dealing with a stone of this quality, you don't need to detract from that stone. When the quality is there, you don't want to surround it with a whole lot of other stuff because it's going to draw you away from the quality. Normally, on a stone like this is a triple A. Triple A. Now, Chris Whitley was just over there. He did a couple of live shows with some emerald pieces, but this is last in stock. I have 7, 9, 11, 15 pieces in total. Now, because this is 10 karat gold, this can be sized up or down 2 sizes. So if you love this ring and you want it, and the size that you want sells out, remember, up or down 2 sizes, no problem. Hi, Kadek. Now that's my friend from Bali's watching. So up or down 2 sizes and those trillion cuts. So this is going to be regular price, $13,000 for a stone of this quality. $13,000. Our price normally $2,399. Your price after the 25% off comes out to $1,799. So $1,799 for an oversized emerald with your EF, VS, half a carat in your lab-grown diamonds. And then this is set in solid gold. So if you like that solid gold, this is one of those pieces. But that's a pretty good size emerald. Okay, we're going to move on to the matching pendant. So this is awfully pretty. This is very, very simple on the neckline. We're talking about, you know, when you, like I said, when you're dealing with something that is the star player, the stone is very good quality, you don't need a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, a lot of people, when they're buying emeralds, they're going to wear pendants like this. Very simple, very elegant. Green is the heart chakra. It's also your money stone. So it's intertwined in that chakra world as a luck and money stone because of the green. Think about in history, right? Your four-leaf clovers. Our money in America is printed on green. It's printed on with green ink. But this with the ring, look at how pretty that is. So the pendant's going to be number 2. The Zambian emerald ring is number 1. Now this pendant is going to come on a, it's going to be in solid gold also. I only have 7 of the pendants incomplete. It's going to come on a solid gold chain. This is, once again, 10 carat. And you can see the little spring ring on this. It's very delicate. Very delicate looking, but it's actually a very, very strong chain. So if you want to take this chain off and put on a different chain, you have the capability, but you're paying for the emerald. That's what you're paying for. This is going to be, once again, $2,399. After the 25% off, I'm going to match the same price as the ring and bring this down to $1,799. So $1,700, $1,700, $34.99, both of them out the door. If you want to put this on budget pay, you can call the personal shopper, which is an interest-free service that we offer here at Shop LC, which means that you do not pay interest, and we put this over a monthly installment plan, and you get this and you can wear it right away. So if you're an emerald collector, I'm going to put these up close to the screen. If you are an emerald collector, if you love emeralds, these are the pieces for you, because you know what? This quality of this stone is, I'm saving you $13,000. That is the retail value on that. Now, a couple of these pieces are going to come with a certification card. As a matter of fact, the next piece is a certified and appraised, and this is going to be a piece that is done in, and it's interesting because you would think, I actually thought this, from looking at this, I thought it was platinum. Trickery to the eye. It's not platinum. It looks like platinum, but look at this ring. Look at that. Look at that ring. Very, very elegant. Okay, here's the card. I'm going to get a little sip of coffee. Coffee break here. Long day. I worked the overnight last night here at Shop LC. Had to do a lot of talking last night, so trying to keep that lubricated up so I don't sound all hoarse tomorrow. So this ring that I'm wearing comes with a free certification card. Now, the certification card alone is roughly a $250 value. When you go to a jewelry store and you take something in to be appraised, maybe you had something that was left into you in a family heirloom piece, and you brought it to a jewelry store and you said, can you test that for me? And they say, okay, they get the diamond tester out. It looks like a pen like this, a little needle on the end, and they put it on the stone. You can't see it, but there's a little current that comes out. There's a little light, and it's red or green. They say, okay, it's a diamond. Okay, you're good to go. And then they say, oh, well, can you weigh these out and tell me the quality of the stones? And the jeweler goes, I can, absolutely. It's about a $250 fee for that. And then you go, oh. And then if you want that for insurance, yeah, you're going to have it done, right? Of course you are. Emeralds and precious stones are expensive. That's why you put them in your homeowner's insurance. But when you insure something, they want you to have some type of sheet, some type of certification that shows the value. Why? In case you lose it, in case something happens, they need to know how much money to give you to go out and replace this. So, the replacement value on this, on ours, right now, is $1,600. $1,600. Look at that ring, right? All day long, you'd pay $1,600 for that. That is fabulous. Why are you going to pay $1,600? Because we've done something really interesting here. We have taken that center stone, that beautiful emerald, and we've put it in. Hi, Rebecca. I'm going to call you. We have put that emerald in sterling silver. Then we have rhodium overlaid on top of the sterling silver, which means this looks like platinum now. When we rhodium overlay sterling silver, that color is never going to change. It's white on white. So if you wear this a whole ton of times and it does wear off on the underside, it's going to look normal. It's not. You're not going to have a ring around your finger. It's not brass. It's not copper. It's sterling silver. So you define silver with rhodium, and then to bring the price down even lower, what we've done is instead of using diamonds, which are very, very expensive, these are all baguette cut. Now let me hold the ring up close to the screen again. Hold it up close to the screen again. So what we've done on this, instead of using diamonds, we're using moissanite. Now moissanite is also a carbon-based stone. It was came from a meteorite from outer space. Henry Moissan found it in the late 1900s, 1980s. He tried to replicate that carbon-based stone. He failed at it. What happened was, after a few years after his passing, the patents that he had implied on that particular, whatever his formula was, expired. And then many, many companies stepped in and started to create moissanite. It is lab grown. It's like a lab grown diamond. It is not a diamond, but it's carbon based like a diamond. What's interesting about moissanite, it has more sparkle than a normal diamond. So you're talking about something that is less priced than a diamond, has more, we call it scintillation, more sparkle. This sparkles more than a diamond. On the hardness scale, very, very high, so this can be worn all the time. Crystal clear, clean moissanite. And they also come graded. So we sell graded moissanite. Sometimes we don't grade it. Sometimes we do, depending. But you're getting something that is now brought the price. So basically, you're getting the look of a $12,000 ring. Our price on it, appraisal, would be $1,600. Your price today on this particular ring, can you pull that up for me, DJ, number 3?
Yeah.
So your price today, now look at that center stone, look at the quality. This particular card is saying that center stone is oval, it's an 8x6. Carat weight is 1.13. Double A, which is great, we go up to 4. So 1, 2, single A up to quad 4. And then your gemstone, you're not going to, okay, I stand. This is even better. So now that I'm looking at this, because the lighting in here is very, very difficult, right where my fingernail is, there it is, Paraiba tourmaline. So Paraiba tourmaline is a blue tourmaline, very, very rare. So we've thrown a couple of pieces of Paraiba tourmaline in next to the emerald. Your price on this, after the 25% off, $434. So I'm going to put it on my finger so you get a good look. Now I wear an 8 on this finger to give you just a heads up so you can see that is a knuckle to knuckle moissanites, Paraiba tourmaline, and beautiful, beautiful double A, great color saturation, 8x6 emerald. I mean, that is, it's interesting. I have a variation of jewelry here. I have some emeralds in gold, I have some in silver, but when I look at this, the first ring I showed you, this was beautiful. It's in gold, right? Look at the difference. 2 entirely different looks. This is a beautiful ring. Absolutely stunning, right? But no comparison, right? For me, I would pick the one that's over the top, has an array of gemstones. But different strokes for different folks. A lot of people only want the gold and they want the emerald to be the star player. So you're getting something solid gold and you're going to pay for it, right? $1,799. You're getting something in sterling silver, rhodium overlay, that you're going to pay $434. So it just depends on the look that you want to achieve. It depends on your budget and the money that you want to spend. Now both of these rings and the pendant you can put on budget pay. So just call our personal shopper. And I'm going to put this ring up to the camera, show you a little bit. It's a low profile ring. But look at how pretty that is. I mean, that is just, it's a stunner. It really is something that is just, you know, it's elegant, it's timeless. It's an emerald. It's the stone of, you know, the heart chakra. That emerald is just something that's a fine, fine piece of jewelry. And we could have put a really milky, milky white emerald in there, charged you the same price. But you're getting quality, and that's the thing. Quality for a low cost. You're also getting that appraisal card with you. So that is going to be shop number 3. Grab that one if you like it. Now we're going to go into something a little bit more fancy. And this is going to be a center stone is going to be an Asher cut, which I am drawn towards very, very, very simple geometric shapes. So, and I mean that, I've been making jewelry for a long, long time. When you look at the ring that I'm wearing, and you look at how this is designed, this reminds me of something from the early 1900s. That beautiful, just simple, square, it's an octagon. It's an octagon. I said I know shapes. Oh boy, somebody's going to write in. Okay, octagon shape. But a lot of the jewelry that I make and I'm drawn to is circles or squares, sometimes put together in different random free forms. But this mirrors very much a Victorian look. Now, when they did Victorian look in the times, when Queen Victoria, you know, the late 1800s, this ring, all hand done, would be thousands of dollars back then. Thousands. Even then, you know, to have something this fine would be very expensive. All hand done. It's hand done now. The only difference is you are getting, once again, sterling silver instead of 18 karat gold. And you know what? It's going to show in the price. Isn't it amazing? You step down one metal and all of a sudden a ring that was almost unaffordable becomes affordable. I love that. I love something like that. That's like going to buy a fancy car and you know you can't afford it. You know, that logo's on there and you know, it's got leather interior and it's got all the bells and whistles and it's the color and the pinstriping. And then next to it is another car. It doesn't have the logo, but it has all the same bells and whistles, the pinstriping, the leather interior, and it's a fraction of the price. That's what this is. This is the expensive one's sister. We have manufactured this at an affordable price. And that's really important because for a jewelry connoisseur, a jewelry collector, you know, when I go by and I go to the trade shows, but when I go and I look at jewelry, I go and I look in the window first. All, you know, that's the eye catcher. No matter where you go, you stop, you look in the window. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. And then you don't want to make eye contact with the salesperson. Like, oh, okay, I hope they're not looking at me, and you sort of walk away. Or there's something in the window that's so beautiful, it's intrigued you to go into the store. Now, if this was in the window of one of the fine jewelry stores and you were walking along and you're an emerald fan, right? You looked at this, you'd be like, wow, that's a beauty. I mean, that has triple halo, and if you know anything about stones, you're like, that's an Asher cut in the center. And if you don't know what an Asher cut is, it's that center stone. It's almost like a square, but when you look at it and you look deep into it, it has these long reflective areas that they call the wall of mirrors. It's almost like going into the funny store, you know, the funny, like at Carnival, and they have those trucks that have all the mirrors and you can't get out. When they talk about an Asher cut, they're talking about something like that. So this you actually see deep and you see all those long, beautiful reflections. Now, the gemstone in the center is so clean and so special. So I have very, very limited quantity on this. Size 10, I only have 2. So on a particular ring like this cannot be sized. So you need to make sure that you order your size. It can, but at most jewelry stores are not going to do an 18 karat overlay again. So please order your correct size. If I don't have your size, go up or down if you can. Or I have other rings here that might rock your world. But something like this, you're talking about, like I said, 18 karat, that double halo. Let's talk about carat weight. Center stone is going to be 0.36. 0.36 in the center stone. Then you go down, the gemstones, obviously forest green. These are all going to be double A. The hardness is a 9.5. The moissanite, you have 28 carat weight on the moissanites, a third of a carat, 34. Now, ladies and gentlemen, come on. That is really just something absolutely spectacular. So once again, if you look at this, the profile, very low profile, smooth to the touch, and I love that because what they've done, and I'm going to put it back up to the screen real close again, that center stone that they've done, they've actually bezel set that. So that's not pronged. So it is smooth to the touch. That's bezel set. That's never going to catch on anything. Now this is part of a DJoy collection, which is DJOY. That stands for we have taken gemstones of quality, and it could be emeralds, rubies, sapphires, diamonds, tanzanites, and what we've done, we've actually taken a gemstone and put it into a sterling silver setting, and then we've overlaid it with 18 karat. If you look at the undercarriage of that, all completely finished. And there is our designer logo for DJoy in the back. When you look at the translucency of this, look at the color of that. Look at how green and how beautiful that is. This is a ring that should be thousands of dollars. To get emeralds of this quality, absolutely unheard of for the price we're charging you here at Shop LC. Like I said, double halo. This particular ring, hold on everybody, because this is such a fabulous buy. Now DJ pulled it up, and you can see, here is that beautiful Asher cut, right? Then you go down to your rounds right here, fully faceted. Then you go down to another halo, and you can see this bar right here. So this is raised up a teeny bit, no prongs around that center stone. So as this steps down and down, it's never going to catch on anything. It's all sort of designed perfectly. It's a perfect design. So I love this ring, but I don't have to love it. You have to love it. So once again, your price on this, I know I'm digging this, you can tell. I love the Art Deco style stuff. So your price on this normally was $399.99, but this is a $2,700 value. $2,700 value. Yours $399.99, but not today. I'm going to put it back on my finger. Your price on this, after the 25% off, $299. Now, I'm going to give a quick measure just so you can see. This is going to be roughly a little bit about a half inch. About a half inch. So it's a pretty good size ring. Like I said, comfort, fit. So that is going to be shop 4. So take advantage of that. $299. So like I said, this would be a $2,000 ring. $2,000, and your price, unbelievable, right? A fraction of the price. So on that ring, very limited quantity, but the pendant, very limited also. The pendant I have 24, but you know what? Same thing. We're going to match the price almost in the pendant. This is normally same thing, about a $2,800 pendant, but look at how beautiful that is together. So I'm going to drape that over my hand so you can see the chain. It has a beautiful oversized lobster claw. Same carat weight on the pendant. It's a perfect match. So if you are an emerald lover and you want something that matches, this is so beautiful. And that pendant is going to be $299.99 after the 25% off. So limited quantity on that, exactly the same, half inch. Asher cut center stone. Definitely, then you have your moissanites, and then you have your other emeralds circling, and for that second halo. But absolutely beautiful. You can see the undercarriage on the pendant, I flipped it over. That chain is going to be a 20 inch. So when you hold this up to the neckline, which I'm going to do for you, when I hold it up to the neckline, 20 inches is going to lay right here. So I wore a plain top so you can see how beautiful and how green this is. But when you wear any colored stone, it is actually going to pick up whatever color that you're wearing. So if I wore this with purple, that emerald would have almost like a purple green hue to it, because it would be picking up the color of the underside. So this is going to be something that, this is expensive. This piece, when I talk about fine jewelry, this is what we're talking about. That is fine jewelry. It is something that, yeah, if this doesn't rock your world, my mom was born in May, and my dad, years ago, when I first started my jewelry career, and I was working for Warren Jewelers, they're now out of business, my dad came in with my mom's engagement ring, and it was a single stone, and it was a half carat. It wasn't giant, but it was what he could afford at the time when they got married 20 years prior to that. And he asked me to take that stone and put it into a ring and surround it with emeralds. And I did. The emeralds were teeny tiny. My dad was so proud of that piece that I had made it, and he wanted to support my career. I actually melted it. It's down. It's in one of these bracelets. So I never would wear the ring. So I popped the center stone out years later, sent it to my niece, and I took the ring, popped all the emeralds out, and I melted the ring down. So when you're dealing with precious stones, they hold their value. Emeralds, rubies, diamond, and sapphires. Those 4 stones you can take out of a setting. You can change the setting. You can make your own setting, create something different. But initially, I like to wear jewelry, and I wear it for a long time. Some pieces become my favorite pieces. Some pieces, after a short time, I'm like, for some reason, I don't like the style. They don't fit right. They're too small, whatever. And I'll either give them away or put them, try to give them to my nieces, or I have the capability to pop the stones out and melt them down. But you have value when you're dealing with the first ring in the gold, the emerald in the gold. You're not only getting quality stones, but you're getting gold. It's traded as a commodity. It backs up our currency and backs up a lot of countries' currency. So when you're dealing with solid gold, jewelry has always been around for thousands of years to adorn us. It is a sign of wealth. But Shop LC has taken that to a next step, where not only are we giving you wealth, but we brought that price down to affordability level, which means that we can all feel wealthy. We all would never, there's only 1% in the world that are over, millionaires or billionaires. Such a small 3%. It's such a small, minuscule amount because there's billions of people in the world. But we look at magazines and we look at pictures of people, and we want to dress and we want to look like, and we want to feel wealthy. We all work hard. Whether you're working for minimum wage or you're making bank, right? We all buy jewelry to adorn ourselves because it makes us feel better. Pieces like this are affordable at this point. So if you see anything you like, make sure you, try to buy it for yourself. You deserve it. And if you can't buy it all in one chunk, call the personal shopper and see if they can spread that money out for you, because that's going to save you some money and make it affordable. Okay, the pendant, I showed you that. We're going to move on to the next ring. Now this is another emerald, and this is a little bit different because what they've done here is, excuse me, we have actually thrown in some yellow sapphires. So perfect pairing. Pastel. Now I've thrown in yellow sapphires with emerald. So you have yellow sapphires, emerald, and boom, moissanite. If you look at the way that those are set, right? You look at this ring and you're like, something's different about that. Does it have 18 karat gold? What am I looking at that's making that pop and stand out? It's the yellow sapphires. They are haloing, they're alternating one against the other. So it's also small stones are cascading down that split shank. right? Just a little extra detail when we split that shank. That's that negative space, so it just makes it a little bit more noticeable. Now that center stone, that is a large and in charge. I'm going to say that's probably a 10 by 8. Let me see if it's on the spec. Da-da-da. Okay, limited quantity on this, 2, 4, 6, 7 pieces. I have only 1 6, 1 10, and 1 9. So if you're one of those little sizes, you better grab it because this piece is very, very limited. Now, center stone is going to be 0.38. Okay, 0.38, 1.75 millimeter. That's strange. AAA, so you're getting a better quality emerald. The price on this, trickery to the eye again, looks like platinum, sterling silver, rhodium overlay. Your price on this, and you know, if I'm not giving you enough information, you can pull up the specs online and it will tell you all the exact measurements. On my end, some of the stuff's not coming up, but I'm giving you the super view up close. Look at that. Bam, in your face. That color green, that is a AAA. I mean, I can tell you right to the naked eye, and I'll stand back, this is clean. This is a clean, clean emerald. This is going to hold its value. I always talk about going your jewelry area, your jewelry boxes. If you have precious stones and you have gold, any 10, 18, 14, doesn't matter, those are portfolio worthy. That's an investment. That's worth money. So you already know that you're sitting on a little bit of money, right? Something like this is an emerald. This is expensive. This grows and takes millions of years to form into this beautiful green color. Okay, your price on this, $379.99. After the 25% off, brings it down to $284.99. $284.99, and guess what? Budget pay is available. So call a personal shopper. If you think you love this, you know what? Give it a whirl. Give it a try. Add a little green in your life. If you're a person that's interesting, for many, many years, I created jewelry, and I didn't use a lot of colored stones. Oh, I wore a lot of color all through my life. This is probably the most basic color I've probably worn in a long time. I wear a lot of pops of color, so I toned down on the gemstones. Well, now my wardrobe has changed a little bit where I'm wearing a lot more solids, and I'm really enjoying the pops of color from the gemstones. So I'm not getting it from the clothing, so I'm going to call it color therapy. Because you know what? I've added many, many colored stones now and pieces that I bought through Shop LC because it's good quality and it's affordable. And if I go to a gem show and I say, oh, I love that ring, like that, right? All rubies. And I have a vendor take that out of the case. He knows I'm a wholesaler. He's going to be excited because he thinks that I'm going to buy 3 or 4 of this piece, right? Here at Shop LC, you're paying the same price as a wholesaler. You are getting benefits on really good quality merchandise for a fraction of the price. So kudos, you know, this is a great, great array of gemstones I'm bringing you today. Like I said, any questions, you can look up the specs behind the scenes, but I'm going to move on to now. So I showed you the ring, and I'm going to put it back with the ring and beside the ring. But unfortunately, on the pendant on this, I have 2 pieces. So I don't want to stay on this for a whole ton of time because I don't have more than 2. So 2 pieces in inventory, that is it. Because when we manufactured this, we manufactured this to match with this. And I don't mean the setting. I mean the stones that are in the setting. These were precisely matched to be as a set. So when I'm down to 2 pieces, I might have had 15 total. Because on the rings, like I said, 2, 4, I have 7 rings and 2 pendants. So the pendant is going to be on a 20-inch chain. Rhodium over sterling silver. Center stone is going to be 0.38. Exact same as the ring. But I only have 2. Your price on it, $284. $284 on that pendant. 2 left in the entire world. If you want something that really is unusual. If you love, look at that yellow sapphire. Look at that. Because when is such a little, just little hidden sparkle, a little hidden twinkle. And you see it, and you sort of double take. You're like, that is so interesting. I mean, the quality on this is fabulous. And you're getting it for a fraction of the price. If this was in platinum and these were diamonds, this would be a $3,000 or $4,000 cost. Because we put it in sterling silver with a rhodium overlay, and we've used moissanite, this has brought the price down to $284. So that's the pendant. That's going to be shop 7. Grab that while you can if you want it. I only have 2 available. I have a few rings, but only 2 pendantes. So grab it while you can, because it is a beautiful, beautiful investment. And emeralds are an investment. That is money. As we go through, and we talk about this all the time here at Shop LC, when you watch a show and we talk about Sleeping Beauty, turquoisite, tanzanite, all these stones that are slowly, slowly, slowly getting mined out, and the quantity is getting less and less. When we go to buy something, if we still have this a few years down the road, we're buying it from private sources. So when a stone is mined out, it doesn't disappear off the world like that. There are people out there that buy in quantity, that hold on to parcels of stones because they know supply and demand. What happens? Emeralds, and this is just an example. Oh my God, there's no more cadmium emeralds left. What am I going to do? And then somebody will say, I have 7 parcels. And then you meet with that person. They open the parcels. You look at the loose stones. You buy what you want. Then it goes into jewelry. So when we say it's mined out, it's not going to disappear from the face of the earth. You can still get alexandrite from the Russian mine, but you're going to pay a boatload of money for it. It is extremely expensive, more so than any of the cleanest diamonds in the world. Why? You can't get it anymore. It is non-existent. So a lot of times when you're investing, and I talk about portfolio, colored stones are the way to go because there's only a certain amount of them, right? Diamonds are found in multiple places. Cadmium emeralds, one source. A lot of the stones that I'm going to show you tonight are single source, and that slowly and slowly, as they dig deeper and deeper and deeper, the quality gets less and less, and the stones get smaller and smaller. Because when you think about how a stone is formed, let's say you have all these boulders, right, and it rains. That water, at the beginning, is a big crevice. All that water is rushing to that area, and it's working its way through these boulders fast and furious, and it's moving all the sand and sediment, right? And then the crack gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And as that water gets down further and further and further, and that crack gets teenier and teenier, those minerals that make up diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, rubies, your gemstones, get smaller and smaller. So top of the find is usually your bigger stones, always in a mining situation. As they go further down, sometimes the vein does get bigger, depending, but in reality, stuff happens. So some of these stones are definitely winding down in quantity, and the quality is there, and the price is there for everybody. So let's move on to a pair of hoops. And these are absolutely stunning.
The next one is the garden ring imperial.
I just did that. I did the ring and the pendant.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
So I did the ring and the pendant. And now I'm doing number 8, DJ. Okay, so this is going to be shop 8. These earrings, and I'm going to do a quick measure for you because, once again, a little bit, not on the larger side. I don't want anybody to be afraid and say, oh, no, these are too big. These are going to be roughly about an inch. And I look at them and I go, between $1.25 and $0.50. I don't even know if they make $0.50 anymore. I don't think so. But everybody out there who's older, you know what size I'm talking about. Look at them up close. And I'm going to put them to my camera also. Beautiful, beautiful emerald earrings. Now these are going to be 18 karat over sterling silver. And these, there's certain, I love a good earring that's designed that is easy for me to wear. Now, When I have to put a back on a post, if I have longer nails, if I drop that back, I am looking for that. And you can tell by the way I'm talking, I'm very aggravated. This earring, no back needed. So it has a little notch here on the post, and that just slides in and snaps right into that. And there you go. It's on secure. That's the side view. Look at the front. Absolutely beautiful. Marquee cut. Sideways. Almost like a ribbon. This looks like almost like a vine. So I would call these, beautiful vining earrings. And they put these with the emerald. So you have a vining motif that looks very natural with that green color. It's like a fauna. And together, you have something super, super beautiful. Up to the ear, you can see how nice these are. Now you're going to have 10 of the marquee cut. Carat weight, 1.30. So over a full carat. Forest green, absolutely stunning. And your price on these, estimated retail, is going to be $19.99. Your price here, $349. And after the 25% off, these come down to $262.99. So under $300 for beautiful, clean, green, color saturated, marquee shaped, marquee cut, emeralds. And these are stellar, absolutely stunning. So grab them while you can. Those are going to be, I have a couple more pairs of earrings, but that is the only hoop I have in emerald. So if you are trying to put a collection together, that's going to be the only emerald earring that I have in this collection here. So I'm going to move on to shop 9, which is going to be, we got to add in the bracelet.
We don't say shop anymore, we say item number.
Oh, item. So thank you, DJ. So item number 9, and you know what? You need to add this to your collection because I've shown you the rings, the earrings, the pendant, and now the line bracelet. Look at this. Look at how pretty that is. Look at the sparkle. Look at the quality. This is going to be 6.30 carats. 6.30 carats in emerald. Now, clean to the eye. All precisely matched, which is really, really nice. Translucent. These are not that milky white. Under back side is going to be completely finished. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. This is going to be, like I said, over 6 carat. 38 gemstones. 4x3. Beautiful. Right? You can wear that. And I'm going to put a ring on just to give you the whole... Let's take the Art Deco one. Because that's in the gold. So you can see how pretty this is when you wear these together. So you can see the gold bracelet with the ring. Really stunning. So the bracelet is 18 karat vermeil. So if you're a Goldie, I got it for you. You're covered right here. Now on this particular bracelet, I have about 20. So different sizes, 6 1/4. I'm sorry, 6 1/2, 7 1/4, and 8 inch. So all 3 sizes available. Absolutely stunning. 18 karat vermeil over sterling silver. Your price on this is going to blow your mind because when you're talking about over 6 carat in the quality clean emerald that I'm looking at, your price on this after the 25% off, $562. So $562. Yeah, stunning, absolutely stunning. So this could be that bracelet. Call the personal shopper. Maybe it's the birthstone. Maybe it's your birthstone. And you're like, you know what? I've always wanted an emerald bracelet. Today is your day. Remember, it's the lucky color. It's green. It's for the heart chakra. Buy yourself a gift if you want. I'm giving you permission. Anytime I work, I give you permission to spend money on jewelry. You know, could be a little, could be a lot, but I'm going to rally you on. You know, it's always fun when you go shopping with somebody and you watch them spend money. Like, oh, yeah, buy that. Yeah, no, that looks good on you. Buy that. It's always fun, right? Well, I'm giving you that same permission right now. Okay, we're going to move on to another item. This is going to be the ring, and we're going to move into, we've gone from emerald, now we're going to into the ruby world. July birthstone, really beautiful multi-stone ring. This is something when, you know, I always say when I got married, there are plain bands and then there are plain bands, right? This is not a plain or a plain band. This is something that you can wear as a band. You can wear it as just a ring. You don't have to wear this as a wedding band or anything else, because what they've done here, the three stones, the Trinity, right? They're all bezel set in the center. So once again, this design, so normally those center stones would be prong set. So anytime you're putting your hand on something, it would catch, right? Because these are bezel set and they've raised just slightly, you're never going to catch any prongs. All those beautiful recessed, beautiful, and these are moissanite around those. And these, I'm going to say, are fully cut, and you have three ovals. Three ovals. These are, look at the color. Look at the color. Look at the sparkle. And the lights in here are not the best. I'm going to tell you, this is a sparkle, beautiful piece. Now, little bit of quantity. I have every size. So up to a size 10 I have available. This is going to be 18 karat over sterling silver once again. Bring it up to the camera so you can see how beautiful that is. Right? Isn't that pretty? So the stones are incredibly, incredibly clean. Now, once again, ruby, that's a power stone, a precious stone. That's the color of nobility and strength and courage and fire. So ruby has always been adorned and worn as a power piece. You know, when you go in your closet and you wear something red, you feel full energy. Absolutely. Red is a color that most people hardly ever wear. In the holidays, everybody pulls it out. But during the rest of the year, most people do not wear red. It's a strong color, and when you wear red, you are noticed. No matter where you are in a room, people are drawn towards that color. They're drawn towards that energy, that powerful, that way that you stand. And when you wear red, you are noticed, right? So it's a color a lot of people don't want to be noticed all the time. Red jewelry, it gives you the chance to be noticed in a subtle way, in a sort of a private way. You don't fade into black, but when you wear red, and especially rubies, they stand out. They just scream on your finger, look at me, notice me. I'm powerful. This is a powerful piece. Our price on this is going to blow your mind, and I really mean that. I'm going to give you a really good look, because this, for this price, is going to blow your mind. This ring, look at that. All ruby. Hey, Robin, your price on this, $89. $89. Bam! Are you kidding me? That is ridiculously expensive. Beautiful bezel set rubies with your moissanites, 18 karat overlay. That is unbelievable. $89. I didn't say $189, I said $89. Here's a close-up of that. You can see the three stones. Here's what I'm talking about, the bezel set. And then you have all these beautiful moissanites all around there. It almost looks like little eyes, right? And then you have our logo, our designer logo in the center. Okay, we're going to move on. That is such a great buy. Maybe my favorite pick. Maybe. I don't know, though. That big ruby ring is coming up, and that is spectacular. I always like large pieces, so for me, you know, I might show you something that is more your jam, but I do my favorite picks at the end, and that could be a possibility. So, hold on one second. Okay, we're going to move on to, it's interesting. My first job in a big box store, other side from Warren Jewelers, was service merchandise. I actually worked for service merchandise after Warren Jewelers. The first ring I ever bought for myself was in gold, and it was exactly like this. Well, it only had one flower. It had one little flower. One little flower. This has two. This brings back so many memories. Yeah, the first ring I ever owned, and I worked hard for that money, and I spent it on a little ruby ring. and I was living in Fort Lauderdale at the time, and it was the first ring I ever bought. And this is so sweet, but I like this better than my original because it has 2 flowers. Mine was quite small. This has got pear shape. Look at the color of those rubies, absolutely stunning. So this particular ring, limited sizes, once again, size 10 I have 1, so that's going to be fast and furious, so if you love it, grab it. This particular ring, number of pairs, pear shape, there's 8. Carat weight is going to be 1.61. 1.61. Look at how clean those rubies are. And then you have 18 moissanite, and they're going to be a 0.9. And moissanites, once again, clean, sparkle like a diamond. But the moissanites are just thrown in there. That's an added bonus. That's so your eye goes right to you. When you design a piece, the moissanites bring and swirl around and bring you right to that beautiful, absolutely stunning, clean flowers. And you know what? Flower motifs are everywhere. Your top designers are still making full on. I mean, look out there. Look at the patterns. Look at the colors. A flower motif in jewelry for this price. Oh, did I tell you the price? You're going to love this price. Real rubies. And your price on this, sterling silver, 18 karat vermeil, how about $112? $112 for something that looks like this. This is absolutely spectacular. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Look at the sparkle on that. You can see the rubies, the beautiful cut on these. These are high quality, sparkling away. I hope they're not blinding you. If they are, you need sunglasses. $112 for this ring. Who would ever think this would be bought for that kind of money? That is little teeny bit of money. Teeny bit. I think I paid somewhere close to that for the ring back in 1984. I really mean that. Yeah, this is going to be one of those fabulous deals. Once again, Shop LC, designed in-house. This is made by us. This is from our factory, from our designers, from our stone cutters, from the people that sit and put all the pieces together, from everybody, hands in the pie. They're all right here. It's not out somewhere else. We're not spending money on billboards and all kinds of extra money on advertisement. You're our advertisement. You know you're getting great value here. You know it, and that's why you shop here. Maybe you just tuned in, right? Top of the hour, 9:04. Welcome if you just tuned in. My name is Cheryl Briggs Benvenuto, a.k.a. Queen Bee here at Shop LC. Shop low cost. Our prices are great on the live stream side over here. I give you an additional 25% off just for watching and learning a little bit about gemstones and hopefully finding something that sparks your interest. You want to follow me? Bling Therapist on TikTok, Cheryl Benvenuto on Facebook, and I'm in a full-on bee suit, and Magical Journey Cheryl and Cheryl Magical Journey on Instagram. All kinds of crazy pictures I post, mostly nature, and that's what I'm showing you now. A lot of fauna, a lot of pieces that are flower inspired. When you see stuff like that, everybody loves flowers, right? We love them, but we always have the problem. We buy them, they're expensive, and then a couple of days later, the flowers drooped over, and you're like, oh my God, I spent so much money. Sometimes something in a flower motif for somebody that you love, it's going to last forever, right? It's a flower that never dies, and they'll wear it over and over, and every time somebody gives you a piece of jewelry, you remember, hopefully, who it was from, when you got it. Maybe this is a bracelet you bought for yourself tonight, right? You're thinking, you know what, I deserve it. I haven't had an emerald bracelet ever. And then you'll remember that you sort of be like, oh, the middle of July, what was going on in my life then when I bought that bracelet for myself? So it's a timestamp. It's a memory piece. It's like writing in a diary or a journal, but you don't have to write anything. It's all in your memory. Every single thing that you get as a piece of jewelry, hopefully you remember who gave it to you. Okay, so I'm going to move on to this ginormous, absolutely stunning ruby pendant. And this is heavy, heavy carat weight. It is on a 20-inch chain. We're talking 6 carat. Yes, 6 carat. That is massive. 6 carat. Look at the size of that. That is absolutely stunning. Now, in your center stone, you're getting a beautiful oval, and then you're getting an array of marquees. And that center stone is interesting because what they've done, they've actually used a multitude of prongs to create that center stamen. And you can see what I'm talking about. Around where the center stone is, there's an array of, there's a prong, then a little prong, a little prong, then a prong, then a little prong, and a little prong. And that creates those little stamens, those little, you know, things in the center of a flower that's called a stamen. And it's funny. I can remember I went to a market one day, and I always stop and smell the flowers, right? I just do. I smell them, see if they have any smell. Most of the time they don't in the market. When you see them out in nature, they do. So I don't remember what kind of flower it was. It was white, not an iris, but it had bright orange stamen that were sticking out in the center. Now, I wasn't paying that much attention, but when I smelled the flower, apparently all that orange sort of speckled on my face, and it did not look like freckles. It looked like I had been splashed with orange paint. And no one told me all day. People looked at me. Nobody said a darn thing. I got home, I looked in the mirror, and I just laughed to myself and thought, wonder what people thought all day. Well, I wonder what their thought was. Like, what the heck is on her face? You'd think at some point somebody would have said something, but, you know, crazy people out there probably afraid to say anything. I would have been the one that would have said something. Like, you got a little something on your face. Anyway, so every time I see this stamen in a design, it just makes me chuckle. And that's, you know, life's all about. Have a little fun with life. Like I said, this is going to be one of those pieces that you're going to wear over and over. It's all ruby. All ruby. There's no moissanite. There's no accent stones. This is 100% ruby. And sometimes that's all you want. Sometimes, like I said, simplicity. And when I mean simplicity, I'm not talking about a square or circle. I'm talking about cohesiveness on a design piece that's all one particular stone. And when they make something like that and then they match it precisely, then you have a winner-winner chicken dinner, because this is a large piece. Now, I'm going to give you a little measuring here. And on this particular piece, I have 19. So there's a little bit of quantity. Now, that is going to be about an inch. So it's going to be close to an inch. This comes on a beautiful sterling silver chain. And once again, we've done that 18-karat overlay, extra large lobster claw clasp. So you have a little bit of you know, movement, so it's not so small. But backside is fully finished. Undercarriage, you can see our logo over there. That D stands for, unless you're Debbie, any D name, this is your name. It's got your initial on it. But it does stand for DeJoy, which is part of our designer collection. So on the neckline, it looks fantastic. And your price on this, $119.99. $119.99. Item 13. $119.99. Look at how pretty that is. All precisely matched. The quality of the rubies is fantastic. So $119.99. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're moving on to the ring that I had on, that I aired during my advertisement. And of course, I went for the largest. Of course I did. Look at that. Can you see me now? Hello? Hello? Oh, you need something? Oh, let me get that for you. Let me pick that up. Look at how beautiful that is. Precisely matched. I mean, it is stunning. Now this one is stacked up. So it's got those steps going up. You can see the different levels. Those are all beautiful, absolutely stunning rubies. Now, multi little prongs in there to give this a flower effect. This is going to be sterling silver, 18-karat overlay, 8.75 carat. I think I said 8, so I got pretty close. I eyed it. Oh, that was the heart ring. Well, this one's, what is the heart ring? Let's just see. Now I'm curious. Ooh. Oh, the heart ring. Oh, okay, I was close. I said 8, that's 8.67. Okay, 8.8, over 8 carat. Look at the quality, look at the color. This is one of those pieces that, you know, I tell this story on live TV. During Prohibition, okay, wrap that up. During Prohibition, women were not allowed to drink, nor were men. Women were still, that was before the vote. We were still, fully clothed pretty much. Our rights were not there. But we wanted to go out and party and have fun, and we'd sneak alcohol like the men. So we would go to these speakeasies with our husband or our dates. And if a woman wore a ring on her pointer finger, and that meant she wanted alcohol in her drink. And that is how the word cocktail ring became about. So that was it. If you wanted alcohol in your drink, you had that ring on that pointer finger. Bet you there was a lot of pointer finger rings sold then. So look at the amount of quality on this. So just a little funny story. But this, I would consider this, years ago, I would say that this would be a cocktail ring. But now, I wear this out. Doesn't matter. I don't have to be going somewhere fancy. The world is changing. Think about the style that men are wearing. All right? 40 years ago, men wouldn't be caught dead in a strand of pearls. They might. Most of them wouldn't. Stud earrings? No way, unless you were a rebel, a biker. You get your ears pierced, something hard and rebel. Now, I went to a comedy show, 4th of July, full on 2 strands of moissanite necklaces the comedian was wearing, full on moissanite bracelet, studs that were at least 2 carats each, and he had a man purse, crossbody bag, right? And he was rocking it. He had on very casual clothing, like a half sweatshirt type shirt and some baggy pants. But his jewelry, and I was stunned, and I thought, this guy has it together. He looked nice. It just gave him that look, like, notice me, look at me. It was really well placed and well done. So, second comedian came on. There was 3 of them, by the way. Close to the same thing. A lot of jewelry, same, man bag across, or messenger bag, or whatever you want to call it now. But the world is changing where the fashion, jewelry, clothing, it doesn't matter. It's 100% unisex. And it also is changing where years ago this would be considered a ring that you would only wear out for something special event. Oh my God, I'm going to wear my cocktail ring out. I'm going to a wedding, or going to a show on Broadway. Now, people are wearing shorts to the shows on Broadway, and they're wearing cocktail rings out to the rodeo, right? It does not matter. Fashion has changed where it's all accepted. The more stuff you wear, the more you place it, the more you're noticed, the more you create your own style. Everybody wants to have their own style. We all do, right? Maybe you have a certain designer that you like. Maybe you make your own clothes. Maybe you chop them up and rip them up, and you create your own, however you want to look. When I moved to Texas last year, I had a boot collection for many, many years. Many years. After my house got ravaged by hurricanes, I sold off all the boots on eBay except for 1 pair. I lived on the beach, basically. I was in flip-flops for 25 years. I moved to Texas, and I have a few pairs of cowboy boots, and I wear them all the time, different variations. And people have said to me, oh, you're always in cowboy boots. Different time of my life, different time period of my life. I used to wear all sterling silver. Now I'm getting into the gold since I melted down my scrap, and I made these 2 bangles. So now I'm switching. So the point is, if you have never had colored stones, maybe one of these pieces like this, which is no longer a cocktail ring, this is a ring that you can wear anywhere, anytime. Now that ruby July birthstone, we're still in the month of July. This could be that ring if you want to give something over the top gorgeous. Oh, did I tell you the price on the over top ring? This is going to blow your mind. Be prepared. $209. $209. Look at that ring. 200 bucks. Bam. That is so pretty. 18 karat over sterling silver. All individually fine rubies matched up precisely. The clarity is there. The quality is there. Now, I have bought rubies that have been milky white or pink. Translucency. When you get into a fine gemstone, you want to have the light go through it. If it's black and you can't see through it, or if it was pink and milky white and you can't see through it, it's a ruby, but it's not gem quality. But people will put inferior stones in jewelry all the time. And they'll say to you, oh, it's a ruby. But it's a ruby. Well, you know what? It could be industrial grade rubies. Pieces like this, look at the quality. Look at the color. You know it's there. The price is unbeatable. $209. Absolutely, you can't touch this anywhere else for that. So, once again, and this is a pretty large piece. I absolutely love this. I grabbed it before I even put the rest of the lineup out today. So that's going to be close to an inch. So that's pretty good size knuckle to knuckle. Comfort fit on the back. So you got that reduced in the back side so you can bend your hands. And for anybody that turned the volume down, I am waving at you too. That's a wave too. But it's a comfort fit. But this was a full-on band in the back, you'd have less ability to bend that finger down and it wouldn't be as comfortable. So like I said, this is a good ring you can wear all the time. Multi stones, beautiful pear shapes, and the carat weight is over 6 carat. I'm sorry, over 8 carat. So one last look. I'm going to put it close to the camera. I'm going to move it around a little bit, give you a little looky. Close to the camera. Move it around a little bit, give you a little looky. Look at all those rubies. Come on. Are you kidding me? Look at how beautiful they are. Okay, $209. So we're going to move on to another ring. And this ring I actually had on, and I was close. I said 8 carats. It's 8.69. Let me get a little sip of coffee here. Okay. So we are talking fabulous. Look at this ring. Bam! Look at that. That is a giant ruby. Now, comes with a certification card. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, who's ever out there watching, is there anybody out there? I know on my phone there is. Okay, look at the certification card. Your retail price on this, $900 on our card. Estimated value, $1,800. So, this is Fisher-filled ruby, which means it's basically a ruby we've stabilized. So a lot of stuff comes out of the ground and it might have cracks in it, it might have crevices, and we've actually gone in there and filled it. We Fisher filled it, and then we've high polished it, faceted it. It's a 100% ruby. All right, look at the color, look at that quality, translucent. Sterling silver, moissanite surrounding it. The carat weight is 9.5 carats. 9.50. 9.50. 12 millimeter. 12 millimeter heart, double A, and then your moissanites are going to be 0.95. Now, when you wear a heart ring like this, if you are in a relationship and you feel secure and you love the heart motif, you wear it this direction. If you're looking for love, you turn it around, and that means you want love brought into your heart. So you turn that ring around and you wear it the opposite direction. I love the undercarriage of this ring because if you look at it from the side, look at these beautiful, the way the swirls are set. They lay on top of each other, almost like the top of a wave. I mean, just that pretty, just one laying on top of the other. You can see the translucency. I'll stand back so you can see how big this is. Now I'm going to put it back on my finger. I have love, so I'm going to put it on the way out. It's going to come with your certified appraised card. That's free of charge. $900 value. Your price on this, $262. $262. That center stone, 9.5. I'm sorry, 8.69. Total carat weight, 9.5 carat. Certified appraisal card comes free of charge. Look at the size of that. You want to show somebody you love them? I think that this is a slam dunk for sure. Can you imagine? Hello? Yeah, you open that box up or whoever you're going to give this to, and they see that giant ruby, and you're like, oh, and then you put the appraisal card in there. Put this in there. And they're going to look and they're going to be like, boing, right? Eyes are spiraling. You're paying $262. Like I said, timestamp of life. It could be a special event. It could be non-special event. It could be just because you love the person. Just because you like them. Doesn't even have to love them. Maybe you just like them a lot. $262. Sometimes it's a lot of money. Sometimes it's not. This is all what you perceive. But I think for that price. Now, I can tell you right now, limited quantity, but I do have a couple in every size. So if you love it, grab it while you can. Now we're going to continue on with that ruby party because I'm liking the red. I'm liking the red. I need some energy today. I'm doing the red because I did the overnight, feeling a little bit on the tired side. Voice a little hoarse today. But this is exciting. This is absolutely stunning. You know, it's interesting. Every time I go to a gem show, I come across these necklaces. Sometimes they're tourmaline, not ruby, mostly tourmaline. And I'm always fascinated. I'm fascinated because, number one, if you look at these are donut shaped. They're slightly graduated. But every single one of these has cuts on it. They're faceted. So you're getting faceted rubies. And they go down to a small little piece. And then, not only are they cut, then they are precisely matched. Look at that. Oh, man, this is a stunner. Absolutely. Now, this is going to be 18 to 20 inch. It has your brag tag right there. That little extra bling bling. 18 karat overlay. And I'm going to put this on the longest. I like a longer chain. So I'm going to hook this on so you can see it on my neckline. Look at the color. I mean, you know, honestly, I would love this so much more than a solitaire. And I'm going to tell you why. I think a solitaire, for some people, like myself, I would get much more wear out of this. I could wear, it's all ruby. I mean, I feel regal. I feel royal. And I can tell you I have 48 of these. Your price on this, $379.99. It's a $3,000 value. Comes down to $284. $284. And I do feel regal and I do feel royal. This is high carat weight. You're talking about 73 carats. 73 carats. Look at the color. You can see that sparkle. I have it on my neckline. Something like this, you could put an enhancer on. I can wear this with jeans. I could put it with a beautiful gold. Here's my necklace. Let's just give you an example. Here's a paperclip necklace I came in with, right? Here's the ruby. I'm going to layer it with the gold. Right? I mean, so versatile. It's elegant. It really is a ton of carat weight for extremely low price. That price of $284. This is a $2,000 necklace all day long. And this would be in a glass cube at a gem show. Why? Because it's expensive. We're spoiling you here at Shop LC. We really are. A piece like this actually is worth much, much more. It's very, very difficult to get. Stones. Think about the amount of carat weight in every one of these little donuts that's hand faceted. Has to be precisely matched. Extremely hard to do. Absolutely beautiful. Your price, $3,000 all day long. $379 was our standard price here, which is crazy, crazy, crazy. But after that 25% off, $284. $284 out the door. You can own this. Yeah, it is a great value buy. Okay, we're going to move on to item 17 now, and we're getting into the blues. So we've done the greens, we've done the reds, and now we're getting into the sapphires. So I'm bringing them to you all here because I want you to have an array of really fine jewelry, right? The best of the best. So we're going to start off out of the ballpark with an absolutely beautiful, and I got to wipe off my fingerprint because I don't want you to photograph my fingerprint. Take it with you. Okay. Emerald cut. This is done. This is called the Midnight Halo Ring. This is going to be a multitude of sizes. It is rhodium over sterling silver. Center stone is 2.57. It's a 9 by 7 millimeter. So 2.57, 9 by 7 millimeter, rhodium over sterling silver. Absolutely stunning. Your price on this, $134. $134 for something like this. Absolutely stunning. So I'm going to move fairly fast because I have to get through the sapphires, and I don't want to leave anybody or any piece of jewelry behind. So this piece. This is going to be, I'm going to say, the simplest piece of all the sapphire rings. So you can see the size of that stone, the halos of the moissanite. Now, I love this because if you look at the sides, they've taken those baguettes and they put them almost like side starbursts. Really interesting. Almost like a side starburst. Absolutely, 100% finished. Undercarriage shows our DeJoy logo once again. And that is going to be, like I said, finer gemstones in sterling silver that we've either 18 karat or rhodium vermade. So you're getting the best of the best. We've just brought the price down because we're not using platinum or 18 karat solid gold. So this is going to look great with any of your platinum, any of your sterling silver, any of your white gold. It is you're buying it for the center stone. That's a sapphire. That is a genuine sapphire. And it's 9 by 7. That's not a teeny stone. That's pretty darn big, actually. So 9 by 7, beautiful octagon shaped sapphire. So grab it while you can. Fully cut moissanites, baguettes, and rounds. Okay, so that is item 17. And guess what? I have the matching pendant. So let's talk about a sweet deal in a sweet set. Okay, let me get a sip of coffee. Excuse me. Commercial break. All right. Once again, it's interesting how and I don't mean all the time, but most of the time, when jewelers set sapphires, they set them in a white metal. Some stones look better in white metal. Some stones look better in rose, which would be your morganites, your pink sapphires. And some stones look better in gold, in silver. So I really love the look of a sapphire when it's done in silver. I like it more than gold. But listen, I'm starting to wear a lot of gold, so that could change. So don't hold me on that, because I see a gold ring coming up, and it's caught my eye already. But I think the color of the stone, because it's so intense and dark, that it looks really good in white. It's just my eye visually likes this. Now you can see They've actually done what I call that little sunburst or spray. It almost looks like the top of a crown. And that's going to be right at the top of that beautiful octagon shape. So you have that little crown shape. They've also cascaded and set those moissanites up the bail. So the moissanites are all the way up the bail. This is going to come on a 20-inch chain, free of charge. Once again, oversized lobster claw clasp. So the chain is going to be a beautiful cable link. It looks fine, but it is a strong, strong chain. You can see the picture behind me, and this is what I'm talking about. See the crown motif right here? They have them going up like that, and then you have the moissanites that are graduated from small to large up the bail, and then you have them around the center of the stone, around the center stone. But if you want the matchy-matchy, the price on the pendant, $134.99. So grab it while you can. On the pendant, I have 20. So giving you a heads up, if you love it, like it, you know the quantity, call the personal shopper. If you want this split up on payments, they can probably do that magic for you. So there's the ring. There's the pendant. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. Now, when you go over to foreign countries, outside the U.S., and, you know, it's interesting. If you go and spend a lot of time driving around the U.S., you'll realize that we dress here in the U.S. very casual. It's just become part of our nature. We wear sneakers of all sorts and prices. Some sneakers, not discrediting them, some sneakers are very, very expensive, but we are casually dressing. And I notice that because I travel a lot and I go on a lot of cruises. Many years ago, you'd go on a cruise, formal night, everybody was dressed to the nines, captain's night, dressed to the nines. Now, some people don't even get dressed up at all. They just choose not to. When you go to foreign countries, especially countries like Italy, people dress up all the time. All the time. When I was over there, honestly, I saw very, very few people that I would say were casual. I mean, I saw skinny jeans, lots of skinny jeans with killer tennis sneakers that were over the top expensive, beautiful tops, jackets, not just a t-shirt, and lots of jewelry. And the women were wearing full-on suites, which I mean by pendant, ring, earrings, the whole ensemble that all match together. That's just a style. And you know, and I'm picking Italy out because it was an area that stood out, because I did a lot of people watching, and I was like, wow, this really stands out that most of the people, I'm talking the workers, just casual people that were doing stuff, seemed to be dressed up really, really nice. And so our designer, Gaia Perez, who is paired with Shop LC, she talks about that quite often, how in Italy, people do look for a suite when they're buying a piece of jewelry. And so a lot of your top designers, some do, some don't. Some have pieces that they make the earrings, pendant, necklace. Some don't. Here at Shop LC, it's hit or miss. We usually try because we have a lot of people that do like to match. But you can have this beautiful, this is a sapphire. It is absolutely stunning. You can have the pendant and the necklace for $268 for both pieces. So think about that. If September's coming up, if you're a September baby, grab it if you like it. Like I said, you can add to your collection. You can put as many pieces together as you want, and you know what? They don't all have to match. If you want to take some rubies, some emeralds, some sapphires, and put them all together, because we have pieces that are all the precious stones. These are just individual, so we're adding pieces to your collection, or I hope maybe there's something that sparks your interest and you go, ooh, I want that. Okay, we're going to move on to the ring I was talking about in gold. So a sapphire ring, and this is going to be, it's interesting because I was out, I know I keep saying that tonight, it's interesting. I don't know where that came from. I was out in Tucson, and I was in the elevator at the hotel. And when you're there for the gem show, normally you see the same people in the hotel getting breakfast for multiple mornings in a row. There was an elderly gentleman that I'd seen many, many days there, and he was having a hard time getting around, so I held the elevator door for him, and we had a brief conversation. And I said to him, "What are you looking for at the gem show? What stone are you looking for?" And he said, "I'm here, and I have bought Montana Sapphire." And I thought, oh, that's unusual. You know what? Montana Sapphire. Montana Sapphire. This guy was seeking this out in Tucson and probably went vendor to vendor to vendor. We probably bought this from a private collector, and it was probably a hit or miss. Like we were buying a parcel of emeralds, and this got thrown in. He goes, "Oh, I got some Montana Sapphire. You're interested in that?" This stone hit the market, and it is hot. And I mean hot, hot, sizzle hot. It's hard to get a hold of. The quality of this. So when you look at this, it is a sapphire that has almost the pleochroism of a sappy green to a blue. Very, very interesting. And a piece like this, they've made that the star player. So this is going to be a triple halo. It is going to be a full carat. The starburst motif. It's 18 karat gold over sterling silver, and I only have one size 10. I have a few of the other sizes. Your price on this, I can't believe it, because I'm sure this guy that was looking for this spent a lot more money than this. So $249.99, retail $949. After our discount, this comes down to $187. So I'm going to do a low profile, right? Look at that ring. So it has like some blues, it has some forest greens, but it is called Montana Sapphire, and it is stunning. And once again, a piece like this, 100% investable. That's when you invest in this. You go, you know what? I don't think I'm going to see that again. You might never see it again in your lifetime. But for $187, you can have Montana Sapphire. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. And then once again, we've done a triple halo in your moissanite. There's a side view of that ring. Right? So pretty. Okay, that was item number 19. And we are moving on to... Ooh, this one's a large sapphire. This is... Yeah. This is the biggest stone I have for the entire show. So if you like a large sapphire, and this is going to be a little bit different because they have done this in a beautiful oval cut. Look at the size of that. Now, this is going to be graded moissanite, DF, 6.30 carat. 6.30 carat. I have limited sizes, but I have all, so that's great. This is going to be over 6 carat, and I like how what they've done with this ring. This reminds me of my first wedding band. So if you look at these side pieces right here, right? What they've done, those are channel set. So there's no prongs at all on the sides of these rings. At all. The moissanites are slid in. So it's a channel, so they actually make a groove and they slide the stones in and then they smooth it out. So you have channel set moissanite. Lovely. The star in this is that giant center stone. They didn't need to put a ton of other stones on this. They put that large center stone, and then they've done these beautiful, beautiful channel set, crystal clear moissanite baguettes, all for the price of $149. $149. That's it. $149. Out the door, you can have comfort fit on the back, right? That oval center stone, 5.74 carats. And the size of it, a 12 by 10 millimeter. 12 by 10 millimeter. Look at that. That is so pretty. 12 by 10 millimeter. Your price, $149.99. That is going to be item 20. I'm going to hold it up close so you can see it. Right? Look at the color blue. So, so pretty. You can see some flashes. I just saw a little flash. Let me do it on this camera. I saw a little flash. So pretty. Okay. Another giant soap. That was the biggest sapphire that I have. But now we're going to get into the same family, but I'm going to switch up the color palette. All right? So I'm going to bring you a yellow sapphire. This is something about the color yellow. Something about sunshine. I always say to people, I thrive on sunshine. You know, in Texas, it was a little, maybe that's why I was tired today. So it was raining all day. I mean, rain, and we needed the rain. Absolutely needed the rain here in Texas. We had so much rain that I'm sure there was flash flooding, but we needed it. And I sat on my balcony and it poured and rain, poured and poured and poured. And I felt a little tired. I'm like, geez, I feel a little tired today. I thrive on sunshine. So that color yellow in my brain has always been a happy color. That was the build up to this ring. Look at this. Now, if this does not put a smile on your face, look at that. Look at the color. That's yellow sapphire. That is perfect. Look at that. Oh. You know, it almost looks like a canary yellow diamond, but it's not. If that was a canary yellow diamond, this ring would be probably 100,000, maybe more, maybe 150. I have to get Matt in here to give me. Matt's up the current prices on diamonds. I've been out of touch with the fancies. That could look like a canary diamond, right? It is not. It is a yellow sapphire. The carat weight on that center stone, 1.68. 1.68, 2.5 carat total weight. It's an oval full cut, and you're cascading and surrounding, haloing with your baguettes, with your rounds, and I love how they've split that up, right? Instead of having two bands of just rounds, they've broken that up, you know, almost like a stop sign. So you start to look at this ring, and then it stops because the sparkle is a different direction, right? 4 different directions. This ring is a stunner, comfort back on, and then comfort fit on the back, and then they've done this little piece of almost intertwining, almost just like life. We intertwine together. But look at how beautiful that is. This is a stunner, absolutely stunning. Your price after the 25% off, $224. $224. That's after the 25% off. This looks like something that I would see in a estate auction, right? From a really expensive estate. This is something, look at how that beautiful design is. This ring looks like money. It looks like wealth. It is money on your finger, but you're not paying and breaking the bank. $224, yours out the door. So grab it while you can. That is item 21. Absolute stunner ring. You know, it's funny because, yeah, you know, you think, oh, I don't look good in the color yellow so much. I wear different variations, beige, but bright color like that, ooh, it makes me think of the sun. It's just so pretty. Okay, so we're going to go now to the matching pendant. So there's the pendant, right? Right? I just showed you the ring. I'm going to put the ring back on because I really want you to see how beautiful that set is. Look at that together. Now, pendant, I have 15. That is a large yellow sapphire. It is giant. Look at the size of that center stone. It is absolutely stunning. That is not your small sapphire. Now, think about September's coming up. Maybe it's your birthday. Maybe you have a mother or a mother-in-law and it's their birthday. Maybe you got married in September and it's your anniversary coming up. and you have never had or seen a yellow sapphire, because it is rare. It's not, obviously, everybody, when you think of sapphire, you immediately go blue, right? Sapphire comes in an array of colors, and when you get into these fancier colors, they're more expensive. It's just the nature of the beast. Something like this, the rarity of it, the saturation of color, this is $279 here at Shop LC. We're going to give you the chain free with it. Beautiful silky cable chain, real strong. This is going to hold that pendant. This is something that's haloed with super, super clean white zircons, oldest stone to mankind, cut and faceted like diamonds. So you're not dealing with now lab-grown diamonds or moissanite. This is white zircon. So you have a beautiful yellow sapphire with a natural white zircon. And they don't do anything in the white zircons. They just cut and polish them and facet them. Look at that together. This is something that, I keep saying I don't know what my favorite pick is, but this is definitely one of my favorite picks, because that yellow, that color, that yellow sapphire, limited quantity. You won't find that again, not in a set like this that are precisely matched. Absolutely exquisite. $1,800 out there in a jewelry store. And I would expect to pay that. I would definitely expect to pay that. Your price here, $209. $209, and I'm throwing the chain in for free. And I love, like I said, how they've broken that up and separated the north, south, east, and west. But super, super color saturation on the yellow. It stands out. If you've never owned a yellow sapphire, for this price, $200, it's a steal deal. I think you're really going to want one. Add to that beautiful wardrobe, that jewelry collection. Here's the ring. I'm going to put it close back again so you can just see that color of that yellow. I mean, it really does stand out. It's fabulous. Okay, so pendant was item 22. Ring was item 21. And I have two more pieces left, and I'm going to blow through these quickly because we want you to have all the colors of the rainbow, all the top players. This is going to be your green sapphire. So we've gone through the blue, I've done the yellow, and now we're talking about green. And that is, green sapphire. Special, absolutely. Rare, Price, not too high. Affordable, absolutely. This has the double safety. So this is going to be in sterling silver, rhodium overlay, and you can see that little safety that clips in, and then those little wings, I call them little wings, they go up and they snap over that little bead on each side, and that is going to be tight, closed, and you're never going to lose it. And I love this because they've actually brought the green sapphires down onto that clasp. So normally, a lot of times you'll see that clasp, it'll be a blank spot on the bracelet. This is a line or infinity bracelet because they put them on the clasp. So it just flows smooth throughout the entire bracelet. So green sapphires, 7¼ inch, right? Absolutely stunning. It's almost like it's not a peridot. It is in a color that is so unique to its own self. A little bit of almost like a silver green in there. These are full-on cut marquise, $21.89. I have 4 of these in the entire world. This is a $2,100 value. Your price after the 25% off, $299. $299. That is stunning. Okay, last but not least, we're going to move on to a pair of green sapphire earrings. Oh, nope. I stand corrected. Montana sapphire. Oh, yeah. Look at the sparkle on these. Well, these are stunning because think about what happens with a pair of studs. Let's say you don't even want these for the stud earrings. You want them for the stones. You can pop them right out of these settings, put in a moissanite or CZ, and take these two paired of Montana sapphires and use them as the side stones for maybe a lab-grown diamond. These could be the accent stones. The side, like this ring here, has 2 side stones. These could be the side stones, the Montana sapphires. Like I said, super, super rare to get these. You're not going to find a match set like this. I didn't see these in Tucson. I was amazed that Shop LC got their hands on these. And I'm pretty savvy. And after that gentleman said he was looking, I'm like a shark out there. I mean, there's thousands of vendors in Tucson. And yeah, this is a rare, rare stone. Your price on these retail $2,700. $549 is our price. Your price after the 25% off, $299. These are going to be in 10 karat white gold. These are not in sterling silver. These are in solid white gold. So that is going to be item 24. So you're getting white gold, a metal that is going to hold its value, and then you're getting Montana sapphires, and you're getting 0.140. Look at that. Montana sapphires, become a collector. Something rare and exotic. There you go. Montana sapphire, that big blue. Research. Do a little research. See if you can find these. Really, really rare to get these pieces. All right, ladies and gents, guess what? My time has ended here. Well, listen, I hope you come back and see me next Tuesday night. Oh, I'll be doing the live stream 8 to 10 this Thursday. I'm filling in. But every Tuesday night, 8 to 10, you'll see me here with a whole array of beautiful stuff. Tune in and see me. Follow me on Facebook.
Before we go, what's your top 3?
My top 3 are actually going to be, I would definitely say this giant ruby ring for $209. That was my top number 1. Love it, love it, love it. Top number 2 was once again the ginormous ruby heart shaped. Same around the same price. Affordability is there. And top 3 are the Montana studs, believe it or not. Because so versatile, you can keep these and reuse them and change it if you want. But this stone is incredibly rare. So everybody, come back and see me next Tuesday. Cheryl Briggs Benvenuto. Cheryl Benvenuto on Facebook. Bling Therapist on TikTok. And Instagram is Magical Journey Cheryl. But there is a live stream every morning starting at 8 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m. at night. So stay tuned and follow us all on Facebook and all our platforms.
Gemfest real quick.
Gemfest. I'll be here for 2 days doing all kinds of stuff. I'm doing a live auction. This is at our corporate headquarters. It's free of charge. Come, bring them all. We love to see you. Free fashion show, food trucks, jewelry cleaning. I'm doing a seminar on crystal workshop. I'm also doing a live auction. Becky Booker's doing lifestyles and jewelry changing and fashions, and just a great, great fun event. 2 days. Come on down for either day or both if you can. And I'll see you this weekend at Gemfest, all my VIPers. Everybody, have a great night. Tune in out, and I'll see you here next week.